Forrest Gump or Woody meets Carter's mother in the last and final film of the Robert Lando series. And I got some bad news to tell you, ladies and dudes. There is no scene or no voice cameo appearance from our dear beloved Otto Wann. Sadly, he's not featured in this movie. Sad thing to say. But at least this movie and the book got one thing in common, and the only thing that stayed faithful to this original story is they truly kept the Mickey Mouse watch. That's for sure. And this one is for my dear friend HandeToon, because he really wants me to do this movie review so darn badly. And I made him my promise for it. That's for sure. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop1987. This is my review for today. And today, I gotta do this movie review, ladies and dudes. Yeah. I guess you wanna know, which one is better? The book or the movie? The book or the movie? I'd rather treat both of these things equally, because it's hard for me to know which one is better than the other. I will say they're both equally good and they're equally right. And yes, ladies and dudes, a very sad fun fact to know, this is the last and final time that Tom Hanks is going to play this character for the Robert Lando series. And for this book, it's the fourth one in the Robert Lando chapters. So for my next movie review is The Inferno. And let me just say, this movie is wild and crazy, but yeah, very fun to watch. I did this movie this morning. I decided to go ahead and watch this film. That's for sure. So, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my next movie review of The Inferno. Well, what the hell I should say about the main plot of the story? It's a story about our dear beloved professor dude named Robert Landon, who is in Italy for some unknown reason, and he's starting to lose his memory just a little bit, and he's having these dreams and illusions that something like bad happened to the world itself. You know, that something about fire, or people are going to go wild and crazy and insane. There'll be red blood came out of nowhere, and something about a crazy old plague. You know, something that represents death and all that stuff. You know, we're going to go insane, and we're going to get sick, and we're going to go wild and crazy and nuts. And yeah, there's a doctor lady involved in it too. Something that we're not so frickin' surprised of. And he has to go on another mystery for it. And this is going to be a wild, insane one. That's for sure. And that's all I could say about the main plot of the story called Inferno. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Well, to tell you the truth, ladies and dudes, I did enjoy this movie. This is a very fun movie sequel to watch. And I was at the edge of my seat to see what the heck is going on in the whole entire film from start to finish. It was wild, crazy, and insane. And I will admit that this movie is so much better than Taken 3. That's for sure. Because of its thrilling moments. There's a lot of thrilling moments going on in this movie that I was at the edge of my seat for. I was going, up and down like a roller coaster ride. Yeah. This is a very darn same movie to watch. Wild and crazy. So yeah, it had a pretty good storyline for the most part. The characters are likable. It has some good sceneries and highlight moments of the film. It had a really good score. Some good action scenes. And it's a sad shame we never got a voice from Mr. Otto 1 or a cameo appearance from Mr. Otto 1. If he ever wanted to play another character in a Tom Hanks film. And I will admit that these Robert Landon films that Tom Hanks have ever done in his life, it's starting to become so darn underrated, so darn, let's just say, it's a very darn underrated series to watch, and it's just pretty darn interesting to me. I guess one of the most underrated mystery thrilling movies of all time in movie history. Hard for me to say. I need to slow down. I need to calm down. I will say, no matter what, my most favorite movie from the Robin Landon trilogy will always be Angels and Demons. I mean, this film is a near masterpiece and one of Tom Hanks' best works. Something that blew me away from start to finish. And truly one of the best movies of all time that has so many big lip alligator moments that happen one time and one time only, and you'll never see them again. Not for the rest of your lives. Alright, ladies and dudes, let's calm down and go with the flow. Let's go on to the strongest points and the weakest points of Inferno. I will say for the strongest point in the movie is the whole entire storyline. I just love this storyline from start to finish. It was wild, insane, crazy, and very well fast-paced. It is a very good fast-paced movie. And I just love this film from start to finish. It's just darn mind-blowing to me. That's for sure. Oh yeah, and one last thing before I tell you about the weakest point in the movie. I did have trouble when I was watching this film. This DVD did have a little bit of a problem with a scene that was, cut off or slowed down, or it got scratched off. Yeah, the DVD got scratched off by cutting off a scene in the film, and I'm trying to find that scene I was looking for. Something that took place in the middle of it. And yeah, ladies and dudes, I gotta tell you the truth right now. I did watch this movie this morning, somewhere around close to 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, because I was anxious about seeing this movie so I could get this one out of the way. That's for sure. So, yeah, I will let you to know about that right now. So, here we go, ladies and dudes. Here is my most biggest, weakest point in the movie. And something that broke my heart the most. Where did Robert Landon's hotness go? What the heck happened to him being so hot? He was one of the most hottest looking characters I have ever seen in movie history, but in this whole entire movie, he wasn't so freaking hot at all. I really miss him being so hot in this movie. So, it just went completely off for me. He was so darn hot in Da Vinci Code, and he was so darn hot in Angels and Demons. But he wasn't so hot in Inferno. And I was so darn disappointed about it. That's for sure. So my whole entire weakest point in the movie is, where did Robert's hotness go? Being so hot and sexy type of a character. It's all gone. He's just back as the original Tom Hanks self, if you know what I mean. So that's the only weak point that I found with this film. And now let's go on to the characters. I will go with the first character I want to talk about is Sierra, whatever her name is, played by Felicity Jones. And yes, ladies and dudes, I am familiar with her. She's the one who played Carter's mother from A Monster's Calls. Yeah, I'm very darn familiar about her. And yes, ladies and dudes, an interesting fun fact about this beautiful young lady, she did get involved with 3 movies that ever happened in the year of 2016. Like this movie, A Monster's Calls, and Star Wars Rogue One. So darn hard to pronounce that one. But yep, she was in all 3 of those films in the very same year. Surprisingly to say, what should I say about her character in this movie? She did a good job with this character. She had a very mysterious storyline. She has a good personality and attitude. And yeah, we did not see the plot twist coming. I know. Do not spoil the plot twist. It won't be our main cup of tea at all. Such a sad shame. Did your tea went cold today? Maybe. Well, you know what I mean. Hard for me to say about all this. And now we got Tom Hanks playing his last and final role as Robert Landon. I feel so sorry for this character. I can't believe he had... This is one of the most insane storylines I have ever seen in my whole entire life. This is a very darn serious, but yet a very crazy one indeed. Something about losing his memories and starting to remember about this evil plague thing that's happening to the world that hasn't existed yet, and trying to figure out the clues of what's going on with, surrounding Europe, and a lot of people are going after him for some unknown reason. And yes, ladies and dudes, it is true. It's about time that Robert Landon will have a love interest in this movie. A love interest that nobody had never noticed about. Well, whenever you see this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I feel bad for him for losing his Mickey Mouse watch. He loves that Mickey Mouse watch so darn much. It's precious to him after all. Yeah, hard for me to say. And I feel so bad for Tom Hanks. Yes, it is true in real life, ladies and dudes. He did get involved with COVID-19 in the year 2020. But the good news is he became one of the most famous people who did survive the COVID-19. He did become a hero in real life. That's for sure. He did recover in the nick of time. That's for sure. Well, let's go ahead, ladies and dudes. My final thoughts of Inferno. Overall, Inferno is such a great movie to watch and not too bad of a film. I know it has a few major problems here and there, but who cares? I enjoyed this movie for what it is. It had a good storyline for the most part, likable characters, good casting, has some good action scenes here and there. It had a very good score, and it has a good climax to it, and one big lip alligator moment that happened one time and one time only, and it never happened again. in movie history. So, I decided to give this movie a 9 out of 10. I know what you're thinking, ladies and dudes. When the heck I'm gonna do the Invenchi Code? I know that's the only movie that I have left in the Robert Landon collection of stories. I hope and pray I'll do that one very, very soon. And plus, ladies and dudes, I gotta do my 250th movie review. And I have no idea what it is yet. So, that's coming soon. Hopefully this summer. That's for sure. So, I'll see you all later, and sayonara!